Republican leadership in the House is going to try once again to resubmit an acceptable trade initiative, granting the president authority to go ahead and enact these trade deals. As you know, that went down in flames when so many Democrats bolted. But it wasn't only Democrats bolting from that. Republican Congressman Steve Russell from the fine state of Oklahoma rejected it as well because of the secretive nature, he said, of his administration on so many other deals. He didn't want to grant them that kind of authority on a trade deal that might be rife with problems, which was essentially your way. Congressman, I guess you did want to read it before you voted on what was in it, right?
Well, the TPA language is probably pretty good language in terms of what we've granted other presidents. But the implication, Neil, is much broader than that with the Trans-Pacific Partnership. It is something that we should absolutely have concern about. I have read major portions of it. It is something that we must stop the TPA.
All right, now, but in so doing that, the argument is we'll never see a deal with these Asian countries that could be part of this huge trading bloc that would be the envy of the world. Good for us. The argument is good for them. Do you share that view, or is it just the nature of this administration and how it's done deals in the past that sticks in your craw?
The president has to deliver on foreign policy. He's failed to do that in Syria, with ISIS, with Iraq, with Crimea, with Ukraine. I can go on, but the question is, why are we?
What does that have to do with a trade deal?
Because trade is not just economy. You're dealing with foreign nations. And here's the facts. 7 of the 11 other nations in the TPP we already have little to no trade barriers with, some under NAFTA, some bilaterally. So this notion that we have to have TPA to do this trade deal is false. How about the president negotiate a bilateral agreement with Japan? How about we negotiate with China on a narrow field of products like oil, gas, timber, beef, cattle, aggregate? They need all of those things, and we can provide them.
Do you find it at all ironic, though, that the argument used against doing this on the part of some of your liberal colleagues is that they hadn't read this and they wanted to read it to know what was in it, when in fact they pushed the health care law under just the opposite?
Well, it is ironic. Now, the TPP is available to members. I've already read many portions of it. Without divulging the details, I am concerned about private rights. I'm concerned about exceptions to Brunei. I'm also concerned about the transnational commission that has a living agreement language to change it even after it's signed. These are grave concerns, which is why I'm taking a stand.
All right, Congressman, thank you. We'll watch very, very closely. Again, just to bring you up to date here, the House leadership has indicated that it wants to try again on this and cobble together enough Democrats and enough Republicans to try this second time around.